Hello everyone and welcome back to my page. This week I went to a North Cork hurling final between Buttevant and my beloved Ballyclaw. My dog waved me off. I had to drive through Buttevant. Here's their pitch, built on a former British Army base, so I suppose they're English, are they? Are you English? only messing. Of course you're not, you're French. Anyway, the drive to the match, which was on in Dromina, was just beautiful. Look at the contrast of the sky and the hedging here. I mean, it's just beautiful. We live in such a gorgeous country. Coming into Liscarroll here, I had to drive into Buttevant. I had to drive into Donrell, Buttevant, Liscarroll before I made it to the sleepy village of Dromina. Here is Liscarroll. But I was obsessed with the colours. Autumn is in full decay. And it's glorious. Turn right, 4 kilometres. You see a little fairy fort here along the way now any second. 1 second, there we go. Beautiful drive. Very enjoyable. One of the best parts of the whole day. I got caught behind 2 tractors then. 2 tractors, and then eventually made it into the sleepy, tiny village of Dromina, who would be predominantly a hurling club, and a very good one at that, might I add. Here's the church in Annamanardogus and Vic, and pulled into the pitch. The pitch is right in the middle of the village, and it is in good nick. Here I had to pay in cash, which was great, and they had the stewards organising everything, like, you know, down to military precision. They probably learned that from the Buttevant lads with the military base that they play their hurling and football on. I'm sorry, but like, Buttevant have been a team that I've come up against a lot in the past, and you know, it's hard to like your neighbours in GA. The big news for Ballyclaw was Colm O'Neill was back and in goals for the Claw, but we were much the underdog, really unfancied. Buttevant had beaten Ballyclaw twice this year already in hurling, and at number 14, their number 14 was absolutely sensational. Here's the linesman. I offered him a couple of hundred, but he wouldn't take it, and I was a little late for the game and missed the Ballyclaw warm up and the Buttevant warm up. I got a glimpse of it, and they looked up for it, but then the Warriors from the Claw entered the fray. And this was definitely a David versus Goliath match, guys. Ballyclaw are a small little tiny village, 1 pub, 1 church, 1 hurling field, and I think Buttevant is a city. I think they think it's a city anyway. And and they're going really well at the moment, and they're flying. They're up, I think, at the low intermediate grade in football, or is it the high junior grade? I don't know. It's all weird now. And I don't know who won the toss, but Ballyclaw played with the wind in the first half. And as I said, big underdogs, and I don't know, like, at the same time, there was a bit of hope in me. I was like, you know what, when you're down and out and not fancied, that's the time when you attack. But we had a lot of injuries. This really annoyed me now. Let's get our photograph taken there, guys. Like, get your photograph taken when the game is over. Do you know what I mean? Get the photograph taken when the game's over, not beforehand. Fuck's sake. Anyway, sure, that's the city boys for you. You know, and big, massive panel. I think they nearly had a team on the bench again. The Claw was in a huddle there. Legend Jimmy O'Shea was the manager, and there's Damien, our star forward, who's injured. So we had to play the game without our star forward, and but we got off to a good start. Ballyclaw got off to a good start. This is an unbiased review, guys, as you can tell. Very unbiased. Number 14. Pinging over a point here early in the first half, but what I will say is the first half in particular, it was ebbing and flowing. Scores were coming left, right and centre, and both teams were just driving it on. Here's Paul Flynn, former Cork inter-county senior footballer, back out of retirement this year. There's Colm O'Neill, former Cork senior footballer, again coming out of retirement. Like, you have to admire clubs like Ballyclaw who, you know, still put out hurling and football teams by themselves. A solo club. Look at the defending here by the Claw as well. Tenacious, never ending. 2 lads on 1, and it's sweeped out of here then. and just brought right up the field. It was a great game. But I have to say, and I'm saying it begrudgingly, Buttevant looked very, very sharp from the get-go, and number 14 in particular was, just given any opportunity, and he was taking it. But that being said, maybe I'm putting you up for a fall here. Maybe the Clog do something massive. Buttevant have a sideline here, it hits the crossbar. Like, Jesus. Here's a little slow-mo of number 14. Very graceful. I think he should have gone for a goal here. It goes over the bar. I think Cullen probably had it covered anyway. And this is another feature, slow-mo. Number 12. A lot of people said this was wide, but when I slowed it down, you could see clearly that it went over the bar. And number 14 at it again here. I mean, he definitely, take him out of the game, different kettle of fish. But look, he's in the game, so you can't take him out of the game. Buttevant were hurling well in the first half, as were Ballyclaw. But as we were getting to half-time, the unthinkable was starting to emerge. Ballyclaw were in the lead. There's Thomas O'Neill clipping the ball over to make it 8-6 at half-time. All of a sudden, from nowhere, the Claw were in with a chance. I walked around the ground. Look, Dromina, your pitch is a ride. That's what I'd say. It's a ride. Second half, and Buttevant came out of the traps like men possessed. But the Claw, Ballyclaw, look at it, they just were not giving up. Defence. There's 3 of them on him here, But this is the turning point. The turning point. Every game is a turning point. A free from their 65 drops, and there's a confusion between our centre forward and our goalkeeper, and the ball bounces into the back of the net. And all of a sudden, the tails were up for the Buttevant, the City side. Number 14 here, look at this. That's beautiful, like. I mean, it's hard not to admire that. And I think the goal, it didn't deflate Ballyclaw. It put petrol to the fire that was the desire Buttevant were showing. And to be fair to Ballyclaw, they fought to the bitter end, but there was very little they could do, because when you've got a guy like this breaking like 4 lads after him here, and another fella coming towards him, and he still scores, it's difficult. But as I said, look at this tenacity by a cornerback for Ballyclaw. And yeah, the game, this is junior hurling, guys, Junior B hurling, and the standard was incredible. I want to say that for the record, the standard was incredible, and both teams played to the bitter end, and I don't know, I would look at that for a bit of showboating. And here's our wing forward clipping a pint, and lovely. 12 was impressive as well. Buttevant have some very, very nice hurlers. 14 and 12, in my opinion, the pick of the bunch. 6 is decent as well. And they emptied their bench then, started bringing on people, because the scoreboard just started to tick over. Nice little reverse pass here by one of the cornerback or subs that came on corner forward into 14. He's only meandering at this stage, but clips it over the bar. And he ended the day with 113 of their 116. So, the game was over, and fair play to the Ballyclaw lads. They came in and they stood there and they showed respect for the victors, and that's not an easy thing to do. And here's the guy who did the pitch, and I thought to myself, fair play to him. The speeches are on, he couldn't give one fuck. He's taking up the flags. Number 14, Mark Lenihan is his name, man of the match, and deservedly so. And Buttevant won. And congratulations, I suppose. Congratulations. I was deflated for the rest of the day, and just went home where my dog was happy to see me. See you next time. Bye.